Welcome back to another episode of the Anastasia Podcast.
Back. It's me, your favorite guest.
I did not think truly when I started this podcast that Matt would be in so many of these.
Guess what? Me either.
Yeah. But honestly, we've been really lucky with like how you're able to get work off and when Noli's with your mom.
It's not luck, it's hard work on my end.
And I feel like a lot of the topics right now kind of work with having both of us on because I still feel like it's so important to like share for our friends who are still thinking about this journey, like the nitty-gritty. No.
Just kidding.
And I will say, like, something that I learned the past few weeks while I was editing some of the podcasts that I released, it has been so cool to be able to go down and relive where we were at because that stuff fades so fast and I don't remember the hard.
Yeah, I'm actually like so against doing these and I hate them. But then when you were like playing them all back, I was like, that's actually really cool to see how things have changed since before we even had her at all till now.
I know. So this is going to be a 6-month postpartum update. And it's really important for me to do this because when I was editing our 4-month postpartum update, we were like still, I think, in a big place of pain. And
Now we're in a little place of pain.
yes, and there was still so much goodness. The whole journey overall has been good, but I even remember maybe it was in the first month or two. I don't even know if this is in any of the podcasts because I haven't edited like the last 4. I'm working on it. But I had asked you, like, knowing everything that we know now about what having like a baby entails, if we could get the same baby but choose to do it earlier or wait, like, what would you do? And you kind of didn't even let me finish answering that question. You were like, oh God, yeah, I would wait. Like, I would hands down 10 out of 10, wait till we're 40. And I'm curious if you still have that same take now.
What I would do if in a perfect scenario is I would just pause time.
Yes.
So the time wouldn't continue on and I would still live my life, but not get any older.
Like the movie
Then
Click.
maybe. I don't
But
know.
then there's always a consequence, right? He realized he was missing stuff.
True.
Yeah.
Now it's perfect timing.
It is perfect timing. And I think
The time of year was perfect too because being pregnant through the winter and then now like she's a little bit more active. She's doing stuff. We're playing in the pool. We're going outside. Sorry, I'm getting ahead here.
no, that's actually perfect because honestly, like, I don't know if anybody follows Amanda Ivanelli on Instagram. She like has she's the mom of 4 boys and she has 1 daughter and I think she has like 1.5 million followers, but she is just like so funny and keeps it real and doesn't try hard and she is just like wonderful. But she did a video one time that was like, okay, a mom to like soon to be 5. She was pregnant with her daughter and didn't know. She's like, I think I found the perfect time of the year to get pregnant. If you get pregnant in August, then you rock your cute little bump all summer in your bikini, and then you roll into the holidays and you get to eat all the food, and then you have a newborn in your arms by Christmas. You're doing a toast at New Year's Eve, like ringing in the new year.
Getting pregnant by August.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say August? I meant March.
Yeah.
Mom brain is still here.
Yeah.
But then she's like, then you get to work through the whole beginning of the year and then you're summer ready by the time summer comes around. This is still my first go around, but I really do like that timeline.
My favorite baby so far. Favorite time to have one.
Yeah, it's been the only thing that we've lived, but like I know it's not in a perfect world that you always plan when you get pregnant, but I would have every single one of our kids' birthdays be in December if I could because it ended up kind of being perfect. We went outdoors when Noli was literally a few days old and she always braved the weather. We'd bundle her up. So she's been outside. Like we were outside all winter, no matter what. If it was like hailing, snowing, whatever, 20 degrees, 0 degrees, whatever, we were there. Then like postpartum blues and everything starts lifting as the spring, like warm weather days are dropping. And then you feel really hopeful. And then we got into working out and like really just felt clear in the area. And like now we're just at the tip of summer. And it's really fun because she, like you said, she is older. There's more fun stuff to do. We're still going on adventures with her all the time. But now being 6 months, you wear her in the Osprey. We did a huge family hike on Father's Day.
And she's just old enough now to start grabbing leaves and ripping them off of things as we walk by. And like grabbing random things to put in her mouth, like rocks at the beach. Yeah. She's not big enough yet that she can like run around. We can't lose her at the beach, even if you just laid her there. So that's kinda cool.
Yeah, I mean, she's just about to start crawling. We had
We don't know that for sure.
like last week or the week before, I wanted to film a 6-month postpartum update because I felt like we were in such a good groove and I was like, we got this. And then we had like the worst few nights in a row with Magnolia. And I was like, I can't film this podcast. Like I literally kept delaying it because I was like, I'm going to speak from a place of pain because I was in such a tough spot mentally. And I was like, I'm just going to tell everyone, don't do it. Don't have kids. It's the worst because every single time you think that you got like a handle on things, everything you thought you knew gets thrown out the window and like you're left graveling basically.
Sometimes she's a certified bad girl.
We were in the office one day last week. I was like iMessaging one of my friends and we said goodnight at 10:58. 10:59 Magnolia woke up and Magnolia screamed her brains out until 3 a.m.
That was a rough one.
We changed her diaper, we gave her food, we gave her medicine, I gave her like um
Gum rub.
yes, like organic, like gel for her gums if her teeth were coming in. She didn't have a fever. It was just you built a contraption for the side of our bed. You went in the basement at 2 a.m. and literally built
Like a guardrail so she wouldn't fall off.
yes, and she's just laying in bed and screaming and screaming, and at one point, I think it was, like, around 2 a.m., I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna bring her downstairs, like, one of us have to sleep. We can't both just be up to her screaming all night."
Yeah, I think I had to work
Later in the
overnight
day
the next day or something like that.
just crazy. So I go and I just laid with her on the couch and just she was just screaming. And I think in those 4 hours, she had more than half a day's worth of food. Like she had so many bottles of milk, it was crazy. And finally fell asleep. But like we knew nothing was like really wrong. I think she was just in a hysterical crying loop. But then the following night, she had really broken sleep again. And I was like, oh my God. It's like we get a month of her having horrible sleep, and then we'll get our baby back and she'll sleep well for like a week and a half. Dare we let ourselves get excited about 2 weeks? And then it's like right when we think we're in a good mood with her
Off the
again,
cliff.
and it's so bad. And I think that's the hardest thing.
I think she does it on purpose.
No,
She's testing us.
she's having a hard time, but the hardest thing is like that's the challenge I think in becoming parents. It's the sleep deprivation. It's not caring for the baby. It's like you slowly losing your mind by being sleep deprived. And oftentimes, the level of sleep deprivation you have, you don't notice how bad it is until you're past the point of no return. And you're like, no, you need to go to bed at 6 o'clock.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about that night still and how, like, upset I was with her.
You weren't.
I was upset, like,
You were not. Okay, so before we go too heavy into the 6 months postpartum updates, I want to talk about we finished Your Friends and Neighbors. They did the season finale. We finished
I don't
the
remember what happened, but it
I
was
do.
good.
It was really good. It's a total plot twist, and you're like sitting on the edge of your seat the whole episode, and we were like, is he gonna get convicted? Is he not gonna get convicted? All this stuff. Then it obviously ends well.
Yeah.
And then
Leaves you want more.
just when you think he just avoided like just the worst thing that could have happened to him in his life.
He's right back at it.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So season
Back to
two,
the fray.
yeah, season two is going to be very, very good. The Righteous Gemstones.
You didn't like the last season.
I didn't like the last season at all.
It started with a Civil War reenactment
Yeah.
episode, and you lost it.
So I
That
think oftentimes when shows know that they're going to end, they try to tie up every loose end, like every last episode counts, and it did because there was like a piece of the puzzle like fed to you through every episode, but it just felt too rushed. And then I feel like
you're trying too hard.
yes, oftentimes with shows too, they try very hard to like cover every social thing too and like make everything PC and like let's make it let's blanket it under every current thing going on in the world. And you're just like, can you just go back to being funny? I would say seasons 1 through 3 were wicked funny. And season 4, it's like they wrapped it up well, but like
Season 4 is just funny.
yeah, I didn't
No,
really
like
care about season 4 at all. Seasons 1 through and I feel like season 4, every episode was so freaking dramatic.
yeah. Like you said, they're doing it up for their last summer run.
Yes, like the first few seasons, like there'll be like a freak like death or something, and you're like, "Oh my God." Season 4, there was like death in every single episode, and like it's like not believable.
Well, yeah, because it's a comedy show.
Yeah, but Then be a comedy show. Don't have that much death in it. It was crazy.
Can't tell she's queasy.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
We went to see The Purge in movie theaters when it came out, and she threw up in the car.
I don't like demented stuff like that. But that show was never scary, The Righteous Gemstones.
That's why you could watch it.
Yes, but it's
The
just unnecessary.
silly death.
It's just super unnecessary. And then this has nothing to do with you, so I don't know how long I'm going to talk right now, but I did finish The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2. It was like my first time starting to watch a show that's a guilty pleasure, like while Noli was playing in the living room and she doesn't pay attention.
I'm totally against this, by the way.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, I was so excited to finally catch up. And obviously, it like leaves you on a cliffhanger. I will do an episode of a review. Your parents are going to be in Barcelona, so I don't know what I'm going to do with Noli.
Lord help me.
I think I'm going to have to.
Thoughts?
You're going to have to babysit. Oh, I know.
Anybody looking for a job?
Anything to not have to babysit.
Just kidding.
Well,
I'll trade hard manual labor for diaper.
he changes diapers, no problem.
Change diapers.
He's a really good dad.
I hike her.
I know. I just think like when all of us are together, like when you have time off, I plan it more on family time, not necessarily of me dumping her on you and being like, I need a break. So because I think oftentimes my break is I get such a good recharge when you and I are alone. Like, like when she's with your mom, it's like a true place of rest. It's not like even when my siblings are
Oh,
like,
your mind is at ease and you can focus on
Yeah.
something totally different.
yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about some life updates with Noli. What ended up last week when we were having that really hard time with her? Something happened like 2 days later.
She got one tooth. Not really a tooth. 1/4 of one tooth. Not even. 1/8 of one tooth. She got a sharp little piranha thing sticking out of her bottom gum.
Noli got her first little tooth poked through, and it truly feels like
Feels like a razor blade.
it does feel like a razor blade. I was on a hike or a walk with my friend Courtney, and I left her binky in the car, so I let her like nub on my finger, and I was like, "Oh my god, is there something in her mouth?" Because something felt like it was just sharp, like getting my finger over and over, and I was like, "She has a tooth."
Shut up.
And then in that moment, I felt so guilty for how hard the previous few days were because that's when she was having like the terrible sleeping. That's when she cried for 4 hours in the middle of the night. But the thing is, we did give her medicine that night and that didn't soothe her. And I just,
Maybe just too late. She was already feeling the pain.
so much pain. And like, that makes you like go backwards on everything that you say about like, oh my God, I don't want to be a mom anymore because you're like, oh my God, this is what it was. And I had literally she was napping one day and you and I were sitting outside like tanning and in the pool and I was like, I would like to put in my 2-week notice effective immediately. Like, I don't want to be a mom anymore. Like, this is way too hard of a job. And it's just like this, and it's
Roller coaster.
oh my gosh. And then she gets her tooth and then we're doing all this stuff. And then you're leaving for work yesterday. And I was like, oh, when you come back tonight, I would like to talk about a pay raise.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do because you were like, a pay raise? You already got your pay raise.
That's true.
You got your-
I do remember.
So it's just, I'm like really excited for her and it's really crazy. And like Nina, my friend Jen, who had her daughter 3 days before me, Nina's teeth broke through at like 4 months. So really every kid is different. And
Yeah, we've been waiting for this day for a while.
well, she's also been drooling uncontrollably since she was like literally 2.5 months old.
I thought that was just because she was her mother's daughter.
When have I ever drooled?
I'm just kidding. Her dog's sister. He drools.
Okay, what else does Noli do? That's like the dog.
Oh, and she gets excited now, and she learned how to breathe like the dog. So when she gets really excited, she goes
That's
with her tongue out.
what she does. She's like playing with her toys and she's always like, it's so freaking funny. And then she squeals and I have to make a reel about it of like, why does my kid do this? And then it's like the dog panting on the ground.
Yep, with his tongue literally out and to the side.
Since the 4-month update, I feel like we're in a better place with her sleep. I've officially stopped pumping. I stopped at 4.5 months and like let my supply dwindle. And originally, like when I kept going back and forth with the do I, don't I like decided I was going to stop. And then I literally came to you and I was like, I can do it. I can get to her 6-month mark. And having just made it to her 6-month mark, like I would not mentally have made it pumping that long. Even when we went on that hike on Father's Day, realizing how different our morning would have gone if we had to feed her and then switch things over. I'm just so glad to be past that. And it doesn't feel like I
But
only haven't pumped for a month and a half.
but also glad that you did do it for as long as you did.
I'm
We're
glad that
grateful.
she yes, I'm glad that she got what she needed from my milk with her immune system, and it's like those fundamental building blocks. But I'm also now very aware of the reality of, like, how your body changes after that and how your tissues are just different.
Threw me off with the tissues,
Oh, well, I would not say
I
something
thought
I
something
don't
else was
even
coming.
say that word, gross. But yeah, now I'm, like, living in this new reality of, like, what your body kind of looks like post-nursing and pumping, and I'm like, "This is BS."
Yeah. Yeah, my body's changed too a little bit, but not like yours.
Shut off. Not at all. And I literally am like, "I'm gonna have to get a boob job." Like, I used to say, even way before I had kids, like, I'm definitely getting a boob job after I have kids. Now, I don't even know if I'll wait until after I'm done
They
having
call it,
kids.
like, breast enhancements now.
Yes, a breast enhan well, no, they call them like mommy makeovers,
Oh
actually,
my
and
that makes it sound way
I'm
more.
very against, like, silicone implants personally because I really believe that that's, like, a foreign matter, and your body is such a smart machine, it's gonna do everything it can to fight that, and just even in the past few years, this uproar that you hear of women being like, "I was, like, fighting autoimmune diseases for all these years, and I was chronically ill, and nobody could figure out what it was," and it's like your body rejecting these implants. There is something, it's like a mastopexy or something, and it's a fat transfer, essentially, and, like, that is there's something that happens after you finish nursing, and it literally is a breakdown in this area of tissue, and you're just not as and it just sucks. And I do still, like, look good, feel good, but, like, you all the women know who have done this, it's just different, and it's this, like, silent thing that women live with now too, like, because a thing I hear from a lot of my mom friends who have 2 kids, 3 kids, they're like, "It kinda gets worse with each passing kid." And I've heard this so many times, again, in my old life from moms of, like, all the moms know what you're, like, looks like after you nurse all your babies, and you're so grateful for that ability to nurse your kids, but it is just, like, literally, God, why? Why? Like, what is the point of this, like, beautiful asset just changing?
I feel like Mr. Deeds in his greeting cards.
Okay, way to make it
Right.
sound way worse than it is.
No, I meant when you're 50, when he writes
You
it.
think my boobs are gonna be down to the floor when I'm 50?
What?
That's only in 15 years, Matthew.
No way, we're not that old.
I hope everybody's enjoying Matt's last episode on the Anastasia podcast because it's making him sound terrible. My boobs will not be down to the floor in 15 years unless we have like 10 kids. And then I'm not
That's
just
like
going to
one
get a
more than we're
boob
done
job,
now.
I'm going to get an everything job. Okay, so I'm going to have to edit a huge part out. So it's going to feel choppy, but I just went on a whole tangent about this and getting a boob job. And Matt just loves me so much and doesn't want me to ever talk negatively about myself, but I'm not talking negatively about myself. I'm very aware of, like, I never make myself the butt of jokes, like, how you talk about yourself, present yourself, that is, like, the most important, but shout out to the husbands
Who also know, but
who
keep your mouth shut.
and make keep their mouth shut. No, honey, you're digging yourself into such a grave. The husbands who still tell their wives that they love them and they're beautiful and all these things, it's not a self-worth thing. It's like how I like to feel in my skin. I was saying this to my friend this morning. It's not like you gain 10 pounds and you're like, oh, it's okay. I can just lose 10 pounds. This is how I described it. I'm going to say the comment I said to you this morning.
Okay.
If someone's manhood changed after having kids and never went back, it doesn't matter how much your wife would be like, "I love you just the same." You'd be like, "This is bullshit." Okay?
But I did say it would be better to hear that than to not hear it at all.
True, but I think you would never truly believe it because you know what you once had.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, how women feel about this area. Like, They're still fine. It's just different. And I don't want to scare anyone because the other side of this is like, how could you look at your baby that you gave a gift that you can't buy? Like, mom's milk, breast milk is like liquid gold. And there are countless studies done where the longer you nurse your child will have lifelong success with fighting colds, stronger immune systems, less time being sick over the course of their lifetime. Knowing all these incredible benefits, that is the trade off. And I can understand that. And I will do it every single time for every single one of our kids, unless something like mastitis happens or where like it prevents me the ability to do that. I don't think any mom would trade that off, like that vanity part of it. Actually, some might,
Yeah.
but now, like looking back and knowing what I know, I wouldn't change it. I think I would have let myself be a little bit more aware of the
You wanna take a
reality.
few more pictures beforehand?
No, because I'm gonna have great pictures
No.
afterwards.
I'm still hung up on the fat transfer part. I don't know where they're gonna take it from.
Oh, what a sweet husband.
Uh,
I said I'll take it from you.
you gotta
But I did say I do wanna kinda go meet with surgeons now because listen, surgeons have seen it all. You wanna shop around with doctors. Like I do the same thing with primary doctors. I want to like know what we're looking at. I always love to know the cost. Is this something that's 5,000? Is this something that's 7,000? Is this something that's 10, 12, 15,000? I want to like know what's going on there. But also next time I'm pregnant and nursing, I'm going to go back in, see that doctor and be like this. This is what I
make
want.
them look like this all the time.
Yes. Have them take pictures, update my files, and then it'll be because that's like the most smoothest, natural like reaction. So, anyways, I want to hope that the majority of my listeners are women.
Couple creeps out there, I bet.
Yeah, if any of Matt's coworkers are listening to this, sorry, you shouldn't be listening. This is for girls only. And I will say, I hope I didn't scare anyone. But if I did, guys, it comes with growing up and maturity, and it just is what it is.
They still look good. They're just different.
And all my mom friends who have been braving this journey on their own with their second kid, third kid, etc. You guys are the real ones. Like seriously, moms are just so incredible. And you know what? The way that you feel about yourself too, it just becomes like you do your best and you just keep going because guess what? At the end of the day, your babies need you. Your family needs to be taken care of and it's just you just keep trucking along. So I'm so pro when the time is right, moms reinvesting back into themselves because you deserve it because so much of motherhood is selfless and just moms, good moms, all moms. No, but good moms, you're amazing.
All moms are getting boob jobs and Escalades.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna get me an Escalade?
I know. You're gonna get you an Escalade.
Okay.
Like, share, and send to all your friends.
LOL. With this, I do want to talk about like, so a month postpartum, I feel like I got to a point with my weight where my swelling, I guess, had like subsided. And the number on the scale, I was like, okay, that is my true new number. And in the last podcast, I had said, like, that's where I found that I was like, okay, I gained 20 pounds during this pregnancy. I think that's totally fine. It was my first pregnancy. I wasn't hung up on it. I, though, don't think ever in my entire life of 34 years have I ever been like, I would like to lose 20 pounds and had to actively work on losing 20 pounds. I've been up, 5 pounds and been like, oh, I got to drop 5 pounds. But working towards a number of 20,
Saying the number out loud makes it sound like more than it was.
yes. But it also didn't feel monumental when I would think about it, but it felt more than it was in the day to day because you ended up one day, had a whole thing where you were like, I think you looked at what you wanted our life to be for our daughter and our health and how we took care of ourselves. And I'll let you like share that and then kind of roll into like when you came home with all those laminated sheets.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't even like a specific moment. It was just like multiple times of like thinking, this is what I want to do with her this summer. This is how like the kind of life that I want to live with her. And I don't know if you want to talk about your past with exercise and stuff like that, but basically, I want her to just grow up thinking that doing activities outside is just what we do, and it's fun, and we're moving our bodies, and we're always doing something, and I want her to get off on the right foot, eating the right foods and moving her body and never have to worry about, like, the constant struggle of trying to stay fit. We've always done, like, little things, like, we've gone on bike rides or we started walking, but we never, like, stuck to any type of one workout routine or anything like that together. Like, we each did our own things before we met each other,
Mhm.
but
We've never been consistent gym people, and
yeah.
we've always done the things with like, "Okay, we're going to Hawaii. We're gonna spend 2 weeks going hard doing like P90X or like boot camps." And I hate that stuff because it actually we did a gym membership where we went to the gym 4 times a week, a powerlifting gym, for a
Put
month and a half.
death metal in there.
We did it past the point where it truly became a habit, and the first 80-degree day, we never went back to the gym because like, things like that don't work for our lives. Our lives are so different than other people's. Everybody has a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job, then they go home, change, do the gym, and then they're home with their families every night and every weekend. You work a rotating schedule. I work a 24/7 schedule right now with the baby, and even before then, like, I worked a part-time schedule at the salon that was set, but then the off days look different because it was taking care of our home and working on our business, and it's like a call to action for everybody our generation, our what are we, millennials? Because we were the targeted generation of diet culture, and I think living through that I think for girls, it's way more intense than it is boys, and I think you, even as a dad, having that insight and wanting that for our daughter is huge because I, as a mom, definitely want that for my daughter because health and physical activity and mental well-being and taking care of yourself in a nurturing kind of way and nurturing just mentally, physically, emotionally, nutritionally, that was not taught to us growing up. We were taught the food pyramid, and then we'd have gym class
Mhm.
where you go and get super freaking sweaty and then you go back to class. We were never taught how to eat for our bodies, like to feel good and to fuel yourself. And then diet culture was like preyed on us. And we had the super low rise jeans where your entire like front side is out and like your whole midriff out. And it's just, we were like sex sold for our generation. It was always like skin tight, as much skin as possible showing. And it was just, unless you had that genetic body type where you were rail thin no matter what you ate, like that didn't work for you. So you were always thinking about your self image and always dieting, always needing to lose 5 more pounds. And it's absolutely terrible. So I think there's this added level of responsibility for millennials wanting their children to grow up freed of that because I would never want Magnolia struggling with image, body weight, and health. And then that going into your teenage years, which are already so difficult, and then blending into like young adulthood, it's so much harder to have to learn how
Undo something.
to undo and have to learn like new pathways and new habits to take care of yourself well for the rest of your life later than it is for all of them to just become proper stepping stones in your young adult life. So I loved when you said, like, we'd have these private conversations and you're like, hey, it's really important for me to have her see us work out together all the time and it not just be something that we do during nap time and like integrate her a part of it, and why not start now? And it's like we have an assortment of toys in the basement that when we go and do our exercises, she's with us, and just having her be in proximity with us and see that.
Seeing, "Oh, hey, this is what we do."
Yes, and like starting her on those hikes, like I am so grateful that we will not like our child is already getting an advantage of taking our dog on a hike every single day is something that is done like brushing your teeth. It's not like, "Ah, okay, we have to get ready and go take the dog out." I would never want her to take on that like habit loop that I know a lot of
Moving my
adults have.
body is a task that needs to
Yes.
be done.
How many people do we know don't exercise their dogs, don't, like, give their dog like, it's such a chore for them, and life gets a lot easier when you just accept those things. Like, it's hard to accept it, but once you accept it and make it a part of your routine, it's actually a lot easier to maintain that routine than to fight that thing every single
Yeah,
day.
if you set it up as a non-negotiable and it's just this it's not, "Oh, I might do this, I might do that." Like, no, we do this every day. It's just a part of life. We're gonna do it, get it done, and move on.
I think the greatest example of that is I've always loved walking. Like, I love walks. I used to beg you to go on walks with me, and you absolutely
Walks
hated
are
it.
so boring.
Oh,
I'd rather, like, climb a mountain or something.
and, like, he'd be working on stuff, but, like, I'd always like to do, like, an evening walk, and I always say people who live in neighborhoods that are just, like, beautiful with oversized streets, whose husbands work a Monday to Friday job, if you are not taking a neighborhood stroll with your spouse at the end of the day, like, what are you doing? Like, what a dream that would be to make that your routine. Like, I always say, I don't know why my parents don't do it. Like, how sweet would that be in that season of life to just go on a walk with your husband and your wife and just talk about like your kids are grown and they're doing it and the beauty of life and just it's heart health too. Like that's how I've always viewed walks. It's heart health. It's cardio. It's so good to get your heart rate elevated. So it was always like you would go with me, but you would fight me
Just
tooth and
try
nail. You would hate it. But in the same way,
because I like action. I wanna do something. I wanna
he wanted to bike ride. He wanted to mountain bike. You wanted to do something extreme.
not extreme, just more extreme than walking.
Yeah, getting a dog was a great equalizer for us because I get in my walk every single day, and it's good because, guys, like, it's the summer. It's gonna be 100 degrees tomorrow. Guess what? We're still going out there.
I took the dog out at 7 a.m. It
Yeah.
is 75 degrees, and we did 2 miles.
Yeah, you adapt, like, it's 5 days of rain. Okay, you wake up and you find out, like, the rain's kinda gonna hold off that first hour. Get out
Or
there.
you
It's
embrace it, and you put on your rain pants and your rain jacket, and you go out and splash in puddles.
We do it all the time, and it's like, listen, hair, it's not the easiest for hair, for makeup, but it is what it is, and,
You should see my makeup after a rain walk.
it's just like, the things that you want out of life don't come easy, and everybody just wants the path of easy, and it's easier to freaking stay in bed. It's easier to stay in, but guess
You
what?
sound like David Goggins or
It
Jocko.
to me, it's not easier looking at my dog all day and being like, "I know you wanna go out, but I don't want to." Like, here's what I always think about, and I think about this sometimes and because sometimes I sound forceful about things, and I know, like, as a girl, what do they say? You catch more flies with honey. Like,
Mhm.
I don't ever wanna come off so abrasive, but sometimes I feel so passionately about things, and then I think about kind of the way I was raised and my parents, like, Soviet, like, take on things, and I think that does rub off because, like, I read something online one time where this girl is like, "I'm, like, terrified to have kids because the truth is sometimes I'm selfish, and I'll put off taking my dog outside all day because I just wanna keep working and, like, answer a few more emails," and I was like, first of all, nobody wants to work for anybody else that much, like, you're lying. But it brings it back to that statement of, like, choose your hard, People are like, "Do you wanna be trapped in a body that you're unhappy with forever and have, like, a horrible self-conversation with yourself every day and live that hard? Or do you wanna put on your sneakers and go for a walk every day and, like, live that hard? Do you wanna, like, look at your dog who they didn't it's the same thing as when people say, like, babies didn't choose to be born. Your dog did not choose for you to be its parent, but you are. Like,
You owe it to them.
you took on the responsibility of that animal. That animal cannot go and open the door for themselves.
But there are also very different types of dogs out there.
Yeah.
We happen to have one that's brain is on high at all times.
Yes. I guess, like, you adjust towards your family but you see it all the time, like, people with little pugs, like, who live in the city, they still make the effort and they take their dogs out, you know what I mean? It's the people who if you have high energy dogs and then you act like your dogs are the biggest problem in the world and they're poorly behaved, but they're not getting their energy out day after day after day, like, that's just sad to me because they can't help themselves, and at the end of the day, they are an animal as well.
Mhm.
That is our reality with our dog, like, yes, you can't always just only rely on the exercise, dogs need mental stimulation too, but they deserve to, like, get outside. So anyways, that was a long tangent off of, like, I love that Magnolia will always know a life where, like, getting outside is part of our every single day, rain, shine, no matter what.
She's gonna make her bed every day too. Just
Hell yeah. We make our bed every single day. I do not understand people who don't make their beds.
I understand them.
I don't.
but I disagree.
To me, that is the grossest thing ever. I could not imagine crawling into an unmade bed at the end of the day.
I wouldn't say it's gross.
Think of, like, your
Definitely
sheep.
better to get into a nice, like, made bed.
Is this your
But
way of saying you would totally not make the bed if you didn't have
that's
to?
not true. I would make the bed every day. What I would do is get rid of the 40,000 pillows that we have and just maybe, like, 2 extra, a little decorative 2 pillows. Right now, we have 7 pillows on the bed right now. More maybe. We don't need that many.
We have 10.
Yeah, see, 10 pillows. That's ridiculous. We don't need 10 pillows.
Okay. And
Just a
honestly,
couple design
we have
pillows.
our 2 that we sleep on, and then there's, like, 8 decorative ones. And you know what?
8's a lot. Let's
One
take
of
a poll. What do you guys think? Somebody take my side.
We're not taking a poll on the this is a hill I'll die on. I don't understand not making your bed because for me, there's something of, like, no matter how the night went, it is like closing the chapter of the night, meaning, like, with Magnolia, you are starting your day refreshed with your bed made, and then at the end of however that day goes, you get to, like, get into a freshly made bed.
There's also the whole, like, once you make your bed, there's no getting back in it. Like,
I've never gotten
if
back.
your bed is just, like, there waiting for you with the blankets open, you might just think about crawling back in.
I would like to know the statistics, and because I don't know if this is a type A versus type B type of thing, I would like to know the statistics on, like, personal success and, like, how people operate in life on if you're a bed maker or not. Because I'm sure there's some highly successful people and, like, high performers that don't make their bed, but I promise you those people are an anomaly. Like, that's the
That
exception to
I'd
the
like to
rule.
know the statistic of successful bedwetters. Are they any or are there none?
What?
That's what it sounded like you were going to, and then my mind just went way off.
Back with, like, exercising and taking care of ourselves, we kinda started a slow journey.
And not slow. We just, took a soft entrance.
No, I think it was a slow and soft because I think something that's happened for us in the past is I think when you're ready to start making a body shift, you go too hard and it's not sustainable. And there's just a certain amount of time goes by and you're not going to see the number that you want in the scale. And then you think, I'm exerting all this
What's the
energy.
point in this?
Yeah, I'm not where I want to be. This is stupid. I'm stopping. And instead, all we did is like, I feel like we kind of eat a little bit more carnivore based right now. We eat heavy beef.
I mean, we don't eat actual carnivore, we still have other
More
things.
carnivore based, yeah.
Yeah,
We, like, have burgers, ground beef,
steaks.
chicken, a lot more steaks, and we eat, like, kind of all of our meals on repeat, and I will say this season of life, it's extremely convenient to eat things on repeat because I don't have the bandwidth. I freaking record 1 podcast every month, if that, never mind having the bandwidth to cook. Like, cooking the same things is easy. We'll batch 12 burgers, we'll cook 4 pounds of ground beef, have some steaks in the meat drawer, I'll eat eggs. Like,
Yogurts.
yes, being much more aware of, carb intake, like, we're both eating very low carb right now and adjusting carb intake based on activity. The hardest thing so what month is it right now? June? It's the middle of June. I am 4 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight. I'm actually, like, up 2 pounds from that, but I am on my P word right now, so
The P word.
the P word. But, that's hard for women because it's, like, bloating, and I feel like this time of this week of the month doesn't count. But being 4 weeks out, I mean, 4 pounds out, this has been such a journey because it's in the week to week that I'm reminding myself, like, stay the course, treat your body well.
You don't need these sour Skittles.
I
You d
never crave
you
sour
m
Skittles.
maybe
Fuel
that's
yourself.
maybe that's in my head.
Yeah, I you we this is what we need. Talk
Candyman.
about the psychology that we don't want Magnolia to grow up with. Like,
I'm a, cereal for breakfast every day kinda guy if I could be,
and
and
pancakes.
and I can't be,
You
but I would love to be.
But I will say, before you got a job and like a career and a house and all these responsibilities, you live life completely on the go, and your diet mainly consisted of carbohydrates,
Carbohydrates, Mountain Dew, and
sugar, and
hopes and dreams.
you burn through it like there was no tomorrow.
Couldn't put on weight to save my life.
Oh my God, what a blessing that would be.
Yeah,
But
except for now, it came back to bite me in the ass.
it takes so much rewiring and relearning and reprogramming, and that is like another layer in this for us, for all of our future kids, for them not to have to go through this because it's not that your metabolism slows down. I was just reading yesterday that your metabolism actually only slows down 1% from like after your 20s until the time you're 60. It's your lifestyle drastically changes as you're getting older and you're not as active and you're slowing down. And everybody thinks it's your metabolism, but it's not. It's the way that you're fueling your body and not moving your body. So being at this place now and seeing that the months of hard work that we've been doing little by little are paying off, and just even down to our exercises. You came home one day and you wrote me literally the best workout thing. It's 3 days and it rotates.
I didn't write it. I used ChatGPT to write it.
It's literally perfect and exactly what I need postpartum because so many times I've bought so many ebooks. Hi guys, you are hearing this message because this is the podcast where the audio corrupted, and unfortunately I was only able to recover video and audio overlapping and matching up until this point. So I'm releasing this for this week, and next week I am going to clean up the audio of the second part of this podcast, but it's not going to be available in video form. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry about the delay. Please like, share, subscribe. Reach out to me if you'd like me to cover any topics or if you have any questions. And like always, thank you guys so much for listening. Love you guys. Bye.